Hey gang, this is Matt. So everybody knows that in a hurricane, your power is going to go out. But what about your TV cable and your internet? That's going to go out too. What do you do then? Let me show you how I bypass that using a $37 antenna and some tinfoil. Let's go. Man, it's only 94 degrees in the garage today. Okay, so a lot of you don't realize that Florida's electrical grid is basically in the dark ages. You know, you drive along any road or interstate or state road, and what do you see? You see telephone poles along every single road. Those are the power lines. But a lot of people don't realize that along with the power lines, they run the TV cable lines along with it. So I know that they've been trying to replace the above ground lines with fiber optic and underground cable, you know, and they keep working to do that. But the majority of Florida is still on a tinker toy power grid. And when a tree falls on those electric lines, which invariably happens in a hurricane, it's going to knock down not only the power line, but it's going to knock down your cable lines. You're not going to get any TV. You're not going to get any internet. You're not going to have any power. You're not going to have any storm updates. What I did, and what worked pretty well in the hurricanes of 2004, you know, Gene, Francis, Charlie, all of them in 2004, I was out of power for 2 weeks. And how I got updates is I had a generator and I had an antenna. Well, I decided to do that on a TV in the back of my house because Spectrum TV is charging me way too much anyway, so I'm going to cut that box out. So I went down to Best Buy and I picked me up one of these. Okay, it is the Insignia HD TV antenna with 60-mile range. This is a little amplified antenna, and it's made to go inside on either a window, or it'll work in your attic, but you got to put it up as high as you can get it. So I have, this is perfect because I live in Melbourne, Florida, and I'm about 60 miles southeast of Orlando, and Orlando's where all the major TV stations are. Well, they have the towers are about 15 miles to the southeast of Orlando, around the community called Wedgefield, and that's about 45.5 miles as the crow flies from my house. So the 60-mile range, hey, should be good, right? Well, that's not all well and good, because those are to the northwest of where I am, and the window that I'm putting it in is a direct west-facing window. So the signals are coming like this way to my window. It's still not bad. You know, it's still going to pick up some signal. So when I first mounted this antenna and I plugged in the amplifier, I scanned it and I got 28 channels. Not bad, right? So I figured that I would make a little adjustment, and let me take you back to the window and show you what I did. Okay, so here we are. We're behind my bedroom, and this is the window that's a direct west-facing window. And you can see there is our amplified antenna. That's the white rectangle, and it's just stuck on the window by those 4 little black sticky tabs. And this is interesting. What do you see behind that antenna? That is an aluminum foil reflector, and it's mounted about 3 inches behind the antenna. You can't let it touch it because you need some space for the signals to reflect. So all that is a piece of cardboard, and I cut it about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches, you know, bigger than the antenna on each side. And all that does is it reflects the signal, because this is the direct facing, west facing window. The signals come in from this direction, and what they do is the signal hits the aluminum foil and it reflects back up and it hits the back of the antenna. And all I did was, I don't know if you can see it, it kind of, man, it's so bright and it's so hot back here. But all I did was I just took a little hook. I made a little hook
on each side of the antenna, and I put a piece of kite string on there, and I put a screw in the windowsill to hold up that piece of cardboard covered with aluminum foil. And you know, that thing works so good. Now, I scanned it. First time I scanned it, I got 28 channels. I added this little reflector, and now I get like 63 channels. So let me go in and show you how it scans. Okay, so here we are inside. Here's the TV that I watch every night, and that is the window that the reflector is in. It's right behind those drapes and blinds, and all it does is the wire comes out here, and it goes over and connects into the back of the TV. So let's go. Let's just run a scan. We're going to go to channel, and we're going to go to auto search. And let's see what we get. I hope you don't mind my singing, because I don't care. It is so hot, you guys. I can't go out in the woods. You think it's hot in town? It must be 25 degrees hotter out in those palmetto flats and those cypress swamps and stuff. Ooh, now we got 60 channels. It kind of depends on the time of day that you scan it. You know, you usually scan it in the evening, and it gets more channels. But now we got 60 channels, and now it's going to do its ATV scan. But the ATV always picks up no channels. So there we go. There we go. We got our wonderful channels. That's NBC. I get MeTV, and I get a nice reflection of me. You know, this thing is great. It picks up CBS. Let me see if it's going to pick up ABC. ABC. This is HD TV. Okay, it pixelates a little bit sometimes, but you know, usually in the evening it calms down. But that is plenty good enough for storm updates and to watch, you know, the weather forecasts and the weather radars and all that kind of stuff. You know, if you're dependent on cable, that's going to get knocked out. But the over-the-air transmitters always keep working. So let's go out and talk about what we learned today.
Okay, what did we learn today? We learned that Florida is just a stupid state to live in when there's a hurricane. The power grid is something from the dark ages. You know, your power is going to go out, a tree's going to fall on the lines, it's going to knock out hundreds and thousands of people. And along with those electric lines, go your cable and internet lines. So you're kind of stuck. You're either going to have to use your phone and an app, or if you do a simple little thing, this was 37 bucks out the door. All right. And I'm not saying go get this one. I'm saying rig up some kind of antenna. That way, if you have a generator and you have at least power to get your TV on, you can connect to by antenna to the over-the-air waves, and you can get digital TV when everybody else's TV is out, and you can keep up with the storm, you can keep up with the radars, and you can keep up on current events. Please remember that I got 2 hurricane guides for sale on Amazon. I'm going to flash both of them on the screen. One is called Before the Storm, and one is called Storm Ready. If you're new to Florida and you haven't been through a hurricane before, these are great preparation guides. And remember, don't wait until a storm comes up to prepare. The time to prepare is now, when there's no hurricanes out there. Okay, so there's going to be links to both of these hurricane guides in the description. I would appreciate your support. If you do decide to buy one, please leave me a review. You know me. I hope this helps some people, because just the addition of a simple reflector, that reflector cost me $0, and now I get 60, sometimes 63 channels. You know, some of them are religious channels and some of them are Spanish channels, but hey, I get all the major networks and I'm clear on the storm. So, once again, if you like this, please drop down and hit the subscribe button. Also, remember to give me a big thumbs up on this video and leave a comment below on what you think of my redneck antenna reflector. The whole thing costs 37 bucks. Tell me what you use and how you get TV when a hurricane comes by. I would really be curious to know. I hope this helps somebody. And once again, this is Matt the Old Florida Boy, and I will see you on the trail.